It happened to an
Ooh.
8-year-old girl in Tennessee.
Who is that?
I'm your best friend.
Yeah,
I'm
you
Santa
don't want to be
Claus.
hearing that, especially
Then,
to your
a family
daughter.
in Florida.
Can you bring like a web browser up on your phone and then type in the website that I tell you?
No.
Now a couple in Henderson say it happened to them. Adam and Sarah Lazo were in bed when they heard a man's voice in their living room.
Hello, hello, hello.
At first, they thought tech support made a mistake and accessed their Ring security camera by accident.
But that wasn't it. It became really clear very quick that there was somebody who shouldn't be there on our camera trying to speak to us.
There was a brief moment of panic because we didn't really know what was going on. Like, we were just hearing voices from downstairs.
Somebody was talking on the living room camera? Wait, what?
At that point, as I went to disconnect the camera, you could hear him go,
Hey, stop, let's talk. No, stop, let's talk, okay?
In a statement to Adam and Sarah and other families around the country, Ring released a statement saying it wasn't Ring security that was breached. It was Adam and Sarah's username and password that got onto the dark web and into the hands of hackers.
How'd that get
Shannon
into the dark
Wilkinson
web?
owns a cybersecurity company called Tego Cyber in Las Vegas. She says hackers are buying stolen or leaked usernames and passwords on the dark web, and then they get some help with their hacking.
Cybercriminals have created some automated tools to go through the username and passwords that have been compromised from other data breaches. And through those automated tools, they've just been cycling through to see which ones they can get into.
I've heard about people hacking into Ring cameras for quite a while, but that is terrifying. It's the fact that some random person could hack in and talk to you. Why does people think this is scary? I would simply just try to vibe, you know, put on some music and start dancing and then grab a knife and pretend. See, you might find it funny, however, others don't. You know, could you imagine being in your home and then some random person starts talking to you? You'd be thinking someone's broken into my house. I'm aware that some people who hack the Ring cameras are basically doing it to show to people that their security isn't as secure as what they think it is. It is just creepy, isn't it?
This footage right here literally is the reason I never ever want to leave my house again. Me and my husband don't really get out much together, so we hired a babysitter and went out to dinner. And my phone had an alert, and this is what we saw on the doorbell. We called our babysitter and told her to go into the master bedroom and
Well,
lock
that's just
herself in the
amazing.
bathroom. Told her basically nothing's wrong, just a precaution. And we left the restaurant and came right home. But on the way home, of course, I'm watching this. God, I don't know what was said. The whole
Who the
video
hell is
recorded
that?
as white noise. But clearly she has something in her hands and it looks like a baby. And there's a storm outside. I don't know what her intentions were until we saw what she did at the end.
Which was...
Before that, she's just staring up into the sky. There was no rain. It was just thunder and lightning, constant. I had the babysitter on speakerphone on the way home while I'm watching this happen. We tried to reassure her and let her know that the police are on their way. It won't be too long. What I saw next made my heart drop.
Oh, don't do that.
The thing we can see her holding here that looks like a baby was a doll. She must have been using it as a prop to get into people's houses.
Why did she have to run at the door? I'm sorry. I hope that babysitter got paid well because that would have sent me into panic. I remember watching a video, was it in Criminal Minds or NCIS? It was years ago. I think it was Criminal Minds. It was basically about a babysitter who was babysitting. But there was like a clown statue in the house. Turns out the clown statue wasn't actually a clown statue. It was a murderer. And the parents are basically ringing her saying, yeah, we don't have a clown in our house. You need to get out of that house immediately. That's just terrifying though. You know, first of all, it's absolutely storming outside and then she apparently is holding a doll. You know, what is going on? Nothing is wrong but hide. Yeah, that is definitely the one text you don't want to get whenever you're babysitting, especially in a house that isn't yours with a child that isn't yours. My mate sent me his Ring door footage from his Ring doorbell. This is the second time this has happened. He has no idea who it is. Oh, she seems a bit distressed. She looks very lost. And what time is this at? Like 2 a.m. And it sounds like she is crying. Oh god, what's going on here? Is this dementia? Is this someone just escaped from a house? Is this like a setup? The video's just ended there, but that is quite eerie. Someone's basically ringing his door at 2 a.m, but they're sitting and crying. That's really creepy. To me, it seems like she's in distress. Could she be a neighbor looking for help? Maybe there's abuse or something happening to her. It could also be a case of dementia. I had a little incident 2 years ago, basically, where a neighbor got a bit mixed up. He thought that my house was his house and obviously tried to get into it. He was suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's at the time, and I didn't know that because I hadn't really spoken to him, but it absolutely freaked me out. But with these videos, you also have to keep in mind, you know, it might not be dementia, Alzheimer's, or someone in distress. It could be a setup. This is how people rob houses. Sleepwalking, yeah, so somebody else was saying it could be sleepwalking, but to me it just seems like somebody's maybe escaped out of a house. I hear about older people going missing all the time, you know, they wander off. That could be a case of someone wandering off. However, I hope she's okay in the end. This man who was observed in a family's Ring camera licking a doorbell for 3 hours. Licking a doorbell for 3 hours.
Strange on their security camera. They say a man spent 3 hours, yes, 3 hours licking their doorbell.
Oh, God.
The homeowners were out of town at the time, but their kids were home. They had no idea what was happening outside, but the parents got an alert to movement out in front.
Okay, well that's very freaky. That's the type of thing you certainly don't want to see. So basically these parents are out of town and their kids are at home and there's a man licking the doorbell. I did do a little bit of research and apparently this guy has a long criminal history. He's been arrested quite a few times and I think he was maybe on drugs, hence why he was licking the doorbell. But still, that is something that you don't want to be witnessing.
Security camera footage caught this man attempting to kidnap a barista through the drive-thru window.
This is quite common.
As seen in the footage, the attacker grabbed the barista's arm as she tried to hand him money, and he had a looped zip tie device at the ready. The attacker was unsuccessful and quickly gave up before speeding away. Police initially called on the public for help, sharing images on social media of his distinctive arm tattoo, which appears to say Chevrolet. And after overwhelming support from the community, the Auburn, Washington Police Department was able to arrest the suspect.
Good. I've heard quite a few stories and seen quite a few videos of people doing that. You know, they'll go for a drive-thru and basically try to grab the barista and abduct them. How exactly did he think this would work out? You'd be surprised how quickly he could do something like that. He could have somebody else in the car with him or like a needle that would make her unconscious. It's the fact that he had a zip tie, so it's quite clear to me that he was going to try and zip tie himself around her and then drive off and pull her through the window. Did he think he was going to pull her through the drive-thru and then through the car window? Yes, that's exactly what he was going to do, and it's happened before. It is possible. It might not seem like it would work, however it could work, and that's freaky. Could you imagine experiencing something like that? You're going to serve someone and then they try to pull you for the drive-thru. You'd never want to work in a place like that ever again. CCTV of a man dressed in a SWAT uniform stuck in the halls inside a church in the early hours. Short time after this was captured, he kills a woman entering the church. Okay, so I remember reading about this story years and years and years ago. There's going to be 2 videos, but this is freaky. Okay, so this is the original video. As you can see, it looks like a police officer, but it's a guy just walking around in a SWAT uniform in a church at like 2 a.m. Ooh. A few hours after that was taken, he murdered somebody, and I don't think he's ever been caught. I'm following this one as he used to live near the area, and it just stuck with me. The entire case is just off. Father-in-law does walk very similar, but apparently had an alibi. Husband had an alibi. Might be a woman, not a real SWAT uniform, but most likely a costume. Wasn't typical for her to be inside, but the person showed up early and waited inside as if they knew she'd be there. And finally, some reports she had received a couple of weird messages from a stranger, either via email or social media. Just an all-around head scratcher. I can't wait till this person is caught. I don't think the person ever got caught, and that's the freaky bit. Keep in mind, they murdered somebody. They literally got into that church at 2 a.m, were walking around waiting for somebody, and then took their life, and they've never been caught.
She is the fitness coach who was found brutally slain inside a church. Video obtained by Inside Edition shows 45-year-old Missy Bevers doing strenuous workouts.
So this is the victim.
And now there's a shocking twist in the hunt for Missy's killer, who was caught on surveillance video. The intruder is seen stalking the corridors of the church outside Dallas. And look, he's wearing tactical SWAT gear. You can see police emblazoned on the back of his coat, and that looks like a hammer in his hand. Could the person in the video actually be a woman? I got dressed in some tactical gear. You be the judge. Local police issued this press release declaring, we are backing off our statement that the suspect was a man. There's a lot of speculation based on the gait and appearance that this person may be a woman. Notice that odd gait. The feet are wide apart, the right foot is pointed out. Former NYPD Detective Wallace Sines is closely following the investigation.
It was like a waddle, it was like a ballerina walking in first position.
Could the gait be due to an injury, perhaps sustained while working out? We showed the video to expert Dr. Christine Ellie, a podiatric surgeon who specializes in foot and ankle injuries.
The shuffling gait, there might actually be an injury or an issue with the lower extremity or both.
Missy's grieving husband says the killer's strange gait may be the clue that brings him or her to justice.
The person has a very distinct walk. There's just a very distinct mannerism about this person that should be very apparent to somebody.
And that SWAT gear, Zine says almost anyone can buy it.
This gear you can get on the internet. You can buy a holster and a belt, police memorabilia. You can buy a bulletproof vest, a tactical vest. You can definitely get anything you want.
Missy, a mom of 3, was preparing to hold a Camp Gladiator fitness class when she was murdered. She had posted the 5 a.m. start time on her Facebook page.
And to my knowledge, the killer was never caught, which is just terrifying. So obviously everybody thought it was a man, but people are now suspecting it might have been a woman. Either way, whenever that reporter put that gear on, that was just terrifying. That person was walking around that church at 2 a.m. and then they killed her not too long afterwards. The whole thing is just creepy. Well, anyways, guys, for leave a video there. That's some of the creepiest things caught in Ring cameras. If you see me looking more creepy videos, let me know if you will. First, subscribe and see you all tomorrow for another video.